Welcome to 100 Days in Minecraft Hardcore Halloween Edition. These 100 days have many Halloween features, including horror movie characters, spooky animals, and much more. The closer it gets to Halloween, the spookier it gets. Will I survive all 100 days? Stay tuned to find out. Halloween time. But instead of going outside and enjoying the weather, I decided to bring it into Minecraft. So, as soon as I spawned in, I noticed I was in a different biome. I didn't know exactly what biome this was, so I decided to chop a piece of wood and saw a seeping log. I also noticed that I spawned in with pumpkin tools. I actually really liked the trees, so I ended up getting a sapling. And of course I needed some food, so I killed a chicken, but he dropped a loot bag. I was pretty excited for it until I saw what was in it. But I wanted more loot bags, so I ended up killing more chickens. But this one chicken dropped a piece of candy. And it's Halloween time, of course I had to eat it, and it gave me speed. Kept on moving until I found a slime island and I want to get up there, so I can get some slime blocks and make something pretty useful. And those ended up being slime boots, and I can just not take fall damage anymore. I kept on exploring and found some gravel ores and some quartz and mined those up, find a random man, but I guess he just didn't want to talk to me. And before I knew it, it was getting night. At this time I had no bed, no shelter, so I just dug myself a hole. And I stayed here all through the night staring at myself. I crawl out of the hole I was in to greet some snakes in the morning. I don't know why, I just took a swing at one of them, but I also noticed a grave here and decided to dip out. I came across an ugly looking spider and let it hit me until I killed it. After that, I bounced my way across the desert to find some shelter. On this day, I was hoping to come across a village, in which I in fact did. I met some plague doctors and this got me thinking, the plague is in here? I kept on exploring the village and came across a graveyard and I got a little scared. But one good thing is that this village has a free home for me. And a free set of armor, which is perfect. I noticed that I had an achievement book, which I decided to read a little bit. Until finally I decided to settle down in my new house. And luckily I found this village because look at outside, it's just pitch black out there. Also noticed that the torches glow green fire. Since I couldn't go to sleep because I had no bed, I decided to be productive and start on tinkers. But I got distracted by the graveyard because it spawned a skeleton. So I went to the graveyard and I went inside and saw a bed and I took it, of course. And I put my butt right into that bed. On day 3 I woke up and chose violence and decided to slay some geese. I found this wooded building and I went under it and found a witch spawner and I got poisoned, of course. And then I found another one which had a zombie spawner. And I made the last part of my slime boots, which is a slime sling. And man, is this thing amazing. This practically saves my life later on. Upon my travels I found another village. And this village was merged with another biome. But this wasn't any ordinary biome, it was one of the new biomes, called the ghastly biome. I left that village and found another village. So I left that village and happened to stumble upon a blood biome. Yeah, I did not like this biome. Like, what is that? I couldn't take it anymore, I had to leave that biome. But it did some good, it made me realize I needed a shield. Also on day 5, I wanted to upgrade my furnace because it was way too slow. And I used some magic dust to upgrade my furnace. And I planted those magic dust seeds on the ground. My pumpkin tools were only starter tools, so I decided I needed to get into tinkers. But for some reason I went back into the blood biome. And this blood biome led me straight to a vampire biome. It was also getting night out and I was getting a little bit worried, so I went straight to sleep. So on day 7 I'll be able to slay all of the vampires I see. I also found a pretty clean house out here, I'm not gonna lie, but the loot was really bad. Day 8 comes and I decide to play the drums a little bit. Alright, enough goofing around, I need to get this tinkers up and ready. So I start building my smeltery and getting everything I need for it. I really underestimated how much I needed. But on the positive side, I got these cool little leggings. But that doesn't mean my tinkers is finished. So the following day I gather a bunch of materials for what I need. But this is very boring, so I went straight into mines. But I did not know how scary the mines were. Yup, I'm eating candy to cure my poison. After mining for a whole day, I finally found some diamonds and I was so excited. Alright, now let's mine it. What? One? Only one diamond? So I strip mined for a whole nother day and finally found some more diamonds. But again, there was only 2 this time. Better than 1, but still. But on day 12, I decided to go back home and I decided to also try some shaders. I really liked how it looked, but I felt like it was killing the Halloween type vibe that I was trying to go for. And this is also the same night a blood moon rises. If you don't know what a blood moon is, it basically increases all spawns like crazy. But it was pitch black out, so I couldn't really see anything. But I did see one thing, and it was a vampire. Look at them waiting for me to come out. Ah, the sun was rising, and look at all the mobs. I got another loot bag, and I opened it, and damn, a diamond helmet? I finished the Tinker Smeltery, and it wasn't working. I was confused why. I also found a grave, and kind of dug up the remains. Yeah, I'm sorry. It was getting towards the end of the night and I noticed a portal. I was terrified, so I left, and the next day I found a dungeon as well. I decided, you know what, I can take this on. But then I remembered what I'm actually playing and I left. But I found out how to put hats on, and I decided to put on a T-Rex hat. This will be my costume for now. I found another village, but I was desensitized until I came across that blacksmith chest. Damn. It was getting night, and for some reason I like to just chill in the vampire biome at night. I didn't know if I can take them on or not, so I got out there and went to bed. Day 15 was a big day because I finally got pumpkins. And for Halloween, you always need pumpkins, it's just tradition. So I also made a jack-o'-lantern, and look at that, that looks pretty cool. I realized how messed up my storage system was, so I decided to upgrade it by making an iron chest. It's still not neat, but it's just more storage. And I realized I also got a bear head from somewhere, but I didn't know you can place it. On the morning of day 16, I decided to travel the other direction, and I found a really nice spot that I wanted to build my base. There's of course another village over here, and another one. It's like they're everywhere. I noticed a small little dungeon, but I realized I had no torches, so I just got out of there. I got home and made this loot recycler thing. I didn't know how it worked. I also made a loot bag storage, but I didn't know how it worked either. Day 17 and I'm finally going to the Nether. I was not excited to see what was in this, and after looking at it, I became even more unexcited. But I mined some quartz, I did something productive. I finally got this Tinker Smeltery to work, thank goodness. But I still needed more materials for it. At nighttime, I stupidly went out and I got a little scared, I'm not gonna lie. But who wouldn't? It's pitch black out here. And look at these coyotes. Now if you thought going outside was dumb, imagine going right next to the portal. Not my nether portal, this other portal. I had enough in the night, so I went back inside. The next day I decided I need to get another better pickaxe. So I decided to make an obsidian pickaxe. I decided to go for an iron rod and a paper binding just so I can get more modifiers on it. And there we go, obsidian pickaxe. And with this pickaxe I went back in the nether to mine cobalt and ironite that I needed. I went back to the place that I wanted to build my house and I noticed there's a village right next to it. At this point I realized what I needed to do. By the way, what in the world is this? Anyways, day 20 comes and I start moving all my stuff here. I also didn't have enough ores at all, so I started looking at this thing called a scannable. But I got distracted with birds and I started taming a bunch of them. Well, I mean only 2, but still. And look at them, who wouldn't want these birds? So at night I was just fighting 2 little baby zombies, and what in the world is that? Yeah, that was not okay. I was just minding my own business and then all of a sudden a rat comes and gives me the plague. But luckily the plague doctor comes to my rescue. I think this creeper's a little late to 4th of July. But this little guy wasn't. What the? And he drops candy corn? Finally I decided to make the scanner for the scannable to actually find more ores. You guys are gonna hate me. From day 22 to 26, I lost the footage. It was corrupted and it was just a black screen. I'm sorry. But now I can show you what I've been doing. I made an energizer, a coal generator, and in that time I transferred absolutely everything over to this new base. And I even started on the house. So you all didn't really miss that much, let's be honest. Okay, yeah, you guys did. But hey, look, I'm starting a pumpkin and carrot farm if that makes it any better. It's day 29 and I forgot about my Tinker's construct area. So I had to go all the way back to just go and collect the smeltery. And after I did this, I went back to my house and built a smeltery over there. Oh, and this started appearing at night. Yeah, that made me go right off to bed. Day 31, I decided to put my scannable to use and went mining with it. There were some graphic errors, but overall it was working. And I was getting a lot of diamonds. I came back on day 32 and look at my inventory. 55 diamonds. With more resources coming in, I needed to get more storage again. So I opted to choose storage drawers. At night, I got attacked by a skeleton chicken, and I noticed another one of those portals, but this time in the village. And look at this, a portal thingy came out of it, and I don't know what it's trying to do, but look at it. It was kind of really weak, I'm not gonna lie, I expected more. The next day, I made an enchantment table finally, it only took me 33 days. I went back to the Nether and noticed a ghost in the Nether as well. But not only a ghost, I saw a Nether fortress. But that's not what I came here for. I came here to mine resources like cobalt and ironite yet again. During the night, I decided to take a little break and watch the moon rise. That is until a group of mobs started attacking me, and one of those was possessed armor. This was getting a little scary for me, so I went to bed. Day 34, I still haven't completed my house, but this black glass makes it look nice. What isn't nice is another blood moon rising. I didn't finish up my house, so I had to block it off with just wood. And luckily I did. What is this werewolf thing doing? I survived the blood moon and then I needed to finish up this house real quick. And just like that, it's all done. My pumpkin sword was not cutting it, so I needed to upgrade to a big old cleaver. I started smelting all the gold I needed for all the casts and everything. Yeah, and that was stopped short because another blood moon was rising. Back to back. That's pretty rare. But this blood moon was different. Look at these ghosts flying around. But no, there weren't only ghosts out tonight. Look at this creeper. It's like everyone wanted to come out and party, even the trick-or-treaters. Since I had some free time, I looked up a mod and it was a carvable pumpkin mod in here. And for some reason I thought this was so cool, so I started carving pumpkins. And yes, I know my designs are bad, but I like them personally. The morning came and I saw one of those 6-foot tall creepers, but he blew up and he dropped candy. Now this is what I like. I decided to keep on working on my cleaver. That was until another blood moon is rising. 3 blood moons in a row. That's a 0.125 chance of happening. In the morning, I made my cobalt pickaxe I totally forgot to make. So I went back in the Nether to get more resources for my sword. When I got back to my house, I decided to decorate. I mean, it is Halloween after all. After that, I finally made my cleaver. For the whole of day 39, I spent organizing all my stuff. I had to take a little decorating break for a second, but then I went back to organizing, of course. And then on day 40, I finished organizing all my stuff. The rest of the daylight, I did some lawn care. At night, I wanted some more candy, so I blew up more of these creepers. And of course, you can't forget about the candy corn. I decided to make a mortar and pestle because I can get orange dye from it from using carrots, yada yada yada, and this gets me orange glowstone. And I thought this was perfect for the Halloween theme. So for days 41 and part of day 42, I spent decorating and making a pathway in front of my house. And this is the finished product. I found these cool looking purple planks, but there's only one place you can get it. Yeah, this place is called the Midnight. This place was wild and crazy. I don't know who made this and what they were thinking while making this. Ooh, red lightning, and get out of my face. I was searching for a portal so I can get out of this place, and thankfully I found one right on this tree. I returned back to my house and upgraded this chest to a crystal chest. I took a glance at my farm and I really liked how it was looking, and my plan was to have a bunch of pumpkins for my farm. Since I was scared to go out at night, I wanted to connect my base to the Tinker's Smeltery. But I didn't want to use any plain colors, I wanted to use some vibrant colors. I built for a while trying to think of what to come up with. So I decided to take a break and went traveling again, in which I found a desert temple, and this temple had some good leggings. It's day 45 and I went back home because I needed to make a silk touch pickaxe, just cause I needed to break glass, and hey, black glass was kind of expensive. Kept on building my pathway to the Tinker's Smeltery from my house, and I'm not going to lie, I really liked how this turned out. But I used a lot of those blocks, so guess what? I had to go back into the Midnight, and I mined a lot so I wouldn't have to come back here at all. I come back to the overworld and I get jumped by some skeleton chickens. And look how cool this green flame looks on the candle. Day 48, and I now needed to build the actual building around my smeltery. In between building, I managed to set up an enchantment area. I also realized I had no gold at all, so I brought my trusty scannable and went back to the mines. Next day, I renamed my sword a Spooky Sword. I also kept on building around the smeltery area because I wanted to get this finished ASAP, but I kept on decorating a good bit because I wanted a forest around my base. I also needed a lot of sand for a lot of glass. But this night was not going to be nice to me because another blood moon was rising, and this ghost had the audacity to come up on me. During the night, I made a broom and I was like, oh sweet, I can fly. Nope, can't fly, can't do anything with it. I also know this ugly witch right outside the base, and her laugh, oh, this blood moon had me going crazy because I made a mannequin, and I don't know why I did this. I guess to be spooky, which I mean, it worked kind of. Ah, the sunrise finally. Now come here, witch. I also didn't realize there were skeleton animals of all kind, and of course I had to eat the candy. I ended up moving the mannequin from inside to outside. I again kept on building what's soon to be the smeltery area. Yeah, my creative design is out of this world. I continued building into the next day, and finally I was onto the roof, in which I managed to finish right at night. Day 54 starts off with me changing the torches inside to this green and purple torch. And I'm pretty proud of this floor design. I would give it a 10 out of 10. And I finally finished up the building. Let me know what you guys would rate it. Day 55, and I keep on decorating around the base. And now I finally decided to touch up on this disgusting path. I also took a look at the achievement book because I totally forgot about it. The next day, I made an atomic reconstructor just so I can get prismarine shards from quartz, and these prismarine shards would help me get growth crystals for my farm. I then had to make another coal generator to power this thing because this eats up power. But with all my quartz being used, I of course needed much more, and not only quartz, I needed blaze rods. So I paid a visit to the Nether fortress. I ended up killing 2 wither skeletons and getting 2 wither skulls. On my way back to the portal, I came across these hogmen. I didn't know exactly what they were, but they were pretty fast, so I killed them both. I also didn't realize I got 1 more wither skeleton head, and I decided to flex these off by just placing them out in my house. And look at this, my quartz turning into prismarine shards, perfect. And then I put the prismarine shards into the crusher so I can obviously crush them. I also made a brewing stand because I needed speed potions for the growth crystals. And after all that work, I finally made the growth crystal. I plopped it down in my farm and waited for it to do its magic. Now I was pretty impatient, so I decided to make another growth crystal. And of course, after making this one, I went back to the farm and placed it right next to the other one. And it seemed like it was working. As it got night, I decided to decorate the area even more. And I might have made another growth crystal. I'm sorry, I'm just impatient. I need my crops to grow. Look at the beautiful sunset. Day 59, I decided to storm into the villager's mouse trap area, I think that's what we can call it. Day 60, I decided to go into a dungeon. I passed the dungeon that's right next to my house. I never realized it. And it even had a god apple. This is gonna be perfect for the last 10 nights. But I continued on my journey because I wanted to go into a big dungeon. The first level was pretty easy, I'm not gonna lie. They're wearing leather armor and stuff. And with my cleaver, I was practically one-shotting them. Level 2 was just a little bit harder, but it was still really easy. And the loot was just a tad bit better than the first level, but still not ideal loot. Level 3 was pretty cool because I got a nice pair of sunglasses from the spider. And what was also cool is that there's just free wither skeleton heads here. The last level had diamond blocks. Just that alone makes it worth it. But the main room was pretty difficult, I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't really losing much health, it was just them being annoying. And sadly, the loot wasn't even that good here. I mean, look at this iron helmet, that's not even good. And an iron sword, really? But the one good thing I found was this OP bow. It had all the good enchantments. There was so much stuff in this dungeon that I had to upgrade my backpack instantly. I conquered the dungeon but with an arrow in my eye. And just like that, I'm back at home. Now that I conquered that dungeon, I can now check this off as completed. Day 65, I started off by collecting some pumpkins and my carrots. Then I decided to plant some inferium seeds. This is the magic dust that I was talking about before. I then again made another growth crystal and decided to expand my farm because the bigger the better, right? I completed the expansion of my farm and I thought this was sufficient. I of course had to decorate my farm with even more pumpkins. I wanted some more eggs so I can make pumpkin pie. So I had to trap a chicken in there, but there's only bone chickens around. But they still happen to lay eggs, so I knocked one in the head and let him follow me into his pit. But I still treat him very nicely, don't get it twisted. I decided to name him Wolf. For some reason I just wanted to name him Wolf. And there we go, Wolf now has a new home. I wake up on day 68 and find out he actually laid an egg. I was pretty proud of him. So proud in fact that I made him a new friend. Meet Casper. Yeah, I know, so original. Day 69 was lame, I just spent the day farming. I was traveling on day 70 and I came right in front of a vampire and he didn't do anything to me. But I wasn't gonna wait until he did something, so I took action. It's day 71, I spent a lot of my enchantments enchanting my armor and infusing a bunch of them. As you can see, I was getting pretty strong. Strong enough to think that I can take on the Wither. And in fact, that's exactly what I went to go do. So I spawned in the Wither, messed up at first, but spawned them in and took them down just like that. That was a pretty easy fight, I thought to myself. So why not take down another one? And that's exactly what I did, with ease yet again. I came back home and dang, I had a lot of stuff. My parade was ruined because a blood moon was rising yet again. I noticed the portal thingy was taking a treater back into the portal. I thought to myself, I cannot let this happen. But this annoying dog was right in my way. And what dog goes invisible? Come on now. But at the end, I could not save the trick-or-treater. Also, what in the world is that? I have not seen that yet. I needed to keep my sanity, so I started carving pumpkins. That's a lot better. Well, never mind, there goes my sanity. Day 75 I spent decorating just a little bit more, but I guess this pig and this spider didn't want me to decorate because they just started attacking me. And I'm not gonna lie, I gotta come clean. I defeated those two withers just so I can make a tier 2 growth crystal. And even with that, I made 2 more tier 1 growth crystals. Okay, I'm sorry, I made 2 more after that. That's enough. But now my crops are growing at crazy speeds. I went back into the villager mouse thing to get some garbage piles, just so that I can try to spawn a rat. And yeah, they spawn garbage piles. So after covering the hole, I just had to wait. Because I was getting all those growth crystals, I needed more quartz. I totally ran out, so I spent the rest of the day in the Nether. Day 79, I went back to my farm because I found out about worms, and they even increased the speed of crops. Because I was using my farm so much, I wanted to show it some love, so I made a path to it and I decorated it even more. I don't know why it took me this long, but it took me to day 80 to find a jackal launcher. I made it along with some ammo, and this thing's kind of funny. It's fun to mess around with. I'm sorry guys, I made another growth crystal, but this is gonna be the last one. It's now day 82 and a rat finally spawned. So I started feeding it cheese to try to tame it. And after feeding it about 10 pounds of cheese, I finally got it. But look at him, he's kinda cute. I wanted him to be able to farm my stuff for me so it's automatic and I wouldn't have to do it. I made a cheese staff and I tried getting it to work, but he would just run off. I even bound him to a chest, but that didn't work, so I put him in my house and let him stay there for the rest of the time. I also found out that you can make better ammo, and this ammo was different. It was explosive ammo, and look at this. That's amazing. Now this thing is really nice to mess around with. Now the last 10 days are coming up, and those are when the horror movie monsters come out, so I needed to upgrade my sword quite a bit to deal with them. So I strengthened them up and I even made it faster. And I did not want it to break, so I made a mending moss and made it so it has mending basically. I kept on decorating because there was always improvements to make, and this time I used a bunch of the heads I got. And of course, I planted more pumpkins around the base. And I really like how it looks. But of course, this is not the finished product. I was in a decorative mood because I decided to make another pathway. I didn't like how it cuts off so abruptly right in the beginning where it leads to nowhere. And that was annoying me, so I decided to improve on it. During this, I of course kept on farming. You thought I forgot about the farm, didn't you? It's day 86 now and I wanted to keep on improving the house. So I made another path going off on the right and I really like it. It's practically a ritual for me now to wake up and tend to my farm. But this day was different because I decided to make a wheat farm. Then the following day I added corn to this farm to finally complete it. Okay, I'm serious, this is the last growth crystal now. It's day 90, which means the horror movie monsters can come out. And because of this, I decided to make a tower, so I can see them and they wouldn't be able to see me. It's day 91, I went back to my farm. It's like therapy for me. I of course kept on building my tower until it was night and I went out hunting for these horror movie monsters. That is until I get jumped by Casper and Wolf's cousins. Yeah, okay, I think I found one of them. I decided I'm just gonna sneak up on her, but then something hit me and she is fast. And she goes invisible. Like, what is this? I think I killed her. I noticed a trick-or-treat over here all by himself. I do the nice thing and decide to drop him some candy corn. And he tells me how he's hungry for candy. The next morning I keep on building the tower. But at night, of course I had to go out and things were just following me left and right. I didn't even want to deal with these things, I just wanted to go find the monsters. I found another trick-or-treater who had a pretty cool outfit, I'm not gonna lie. During this night, I got the jump off scream, luckily, because if he used that against me, I probably would have gotten one shot. I also noticed at the village that Pennywise was here, what the? So I cleared him out the way as well. The morning of day 83, I decided to go fight some underwater mobs, but this was not a good idea, because this mob gave me breathlessness, which means I could not breathe and I was just dying. and I realized I was going to die unless I had something to regen my health, which thankfully I had a golden apple. Without that golden apple in my inventory, I would have died for sure. After that scare, I kept on building out my tower. At night, I saw these glowing eyes, and they just disappeared. I also killed 2 more of those possessed armors, but they didn't drop anything. But this night, I found another monster, and I swear they are all fast. And I ended up finding another one, and look, they're just all rapid. One of these witches ended up cursing me, and it gave me a ghast witch. I did not know what it did, it was just annoying with that noise. It is day 94 now, and finally I finished my tower. And I went off on a limb in this tower, and I think it looks decent. Just decent. And I ended up connecting it to my house as well. And in the comments down below, what would you guys rate this tower? I don't know why I just started running around like a mindless idiot here. A rat again pulled up on me and gave me the plague yet again. It is day 95 now, and there's 2 days left until it's just strictly blood moons. But I wanted to take it easy this day, because look how nice this looks. Haha, did I say take it easy? No, I went right into the Nether. I did not know what was going on in here. It looked like a blood storm. And it was crazy in here because I was just wandering around minding my own business until I got jumped by 3 blood dogs, I guess. I don't know what to call these things, maybe fire dogs, but they were annoying. So after that attack, I decided no more Nether, I'm getting out of here. Yeah, and that wasn't until I found Leatherface, and he just absolutely dropped my health while I was just staring at him like an idiot. And on this same night, I found Jason, and holy, he hits for a lot as well. So I had to be careful and keep my distance, in which I did, and I dropped him. For the rest of the night, I just watched the sunrise. It is now day 96, and I decided to make pumpkin pie. It's about time. During the night, I decided to take in the last night that it would not be a blood moon. The morning of day 97, I decorated for the last time. I also got fully decked out. Look at my crown and look at my armor. I look clean. The blood moon rises, and instantly 2 of these monsters spawn right outside my door. Luckily, they were not difficult at all. They were easy as cake. But while these guys were practically harmless, I noticed something crazy off in the distance. I did not know what that was, but I killed it and found out it was some sort of druid thing. But I killed him, so that's what matters. So I go check out what was happening down on the ground, and this was a mistake. I got bombarded by mobs, to the point that I felt overwhelmed for like the first time in this world. So I had to dip on out of there, or else I was donezo on day 97. And look at this, everything just wanted to kill me. And they were all fast. I mean, look at this. I'm actually kind of surprised that creeper did not kill me. Oh, and yeah, flash warning. Yeah, I do not know what is going on. I just kept swinging. I came across this other monster, and holy moly, I almost died again. One more hit and I was probably toast. And these mobs were not letting me rest for a split second. Hey, look, I turned around here and they're on my butt. I thought to myself, there's no way I can win. This is near impossible. They spawn like crazy and they're rapid. So for the rest of the night, I got out of there and just chilled for the sunrise. Now, I needed some golden apples, so I made some more. I thought to myself, I need to peacefully farm again until I got jump scared by one of the monsters. Boy, did he piss me off. I prepared for the second final night, and I had the built up anger, and I was prepared. What I wasn't prepared for was them spawning in my actual tower. It is all lit up in there, but they still spawn. And I guess I came in overconfident because the amount of things that were spawning and my health was just draining. And all this is not cut up at all. This is all one thing. And look how many just spawn and come after you. You got haunted pumpkins, vampires, spiders, monsters, gravestone things, chickens, skeletons. It's absolutely everything in this. And as I try to make my escape, I get battered. until I finally got up on a hill and managed just in a split second to get away into the water. And that was the closest I came to dying. And boy was I happy to see the sunrise. It's day 99, I need to upgrade my sword even more. There's only one more day to Halloween, so I gave the villagers some candy. That is until I accidentally killed one. Yeah. I decided to make a porch type area so when the trick-or-treaters come, it's kinda nice over here. And as you can see, I stockpiled all the candy I had between the two chests. And just like that, it was the final night. As the sun set, the moon was rising. Headed out on this final night, eating my iron apple and killing a bunch of monsters. And yeah, this day I actually came prepared. I knew what was happening, so there was no scare at all this night. And honestly, it was a pretty calm night, I'm not gonna lie. I even whacked him up a good bit just for the final night. And just like that, 100 days of hardcore Halloween edition Minecraft. I celebrated with a little bit of explosions in the village. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you made it to the end, please like, subscribe, and comment. Anything, really. I don't care. Just anything. I'll see it. I might comment back to it. But anyways, I hope you guys have a great Halloween as well. Peace.